next Friday night from Bishop Kenny.
You've been listening to Bishop Kenny Football on WJXL 92.5 FM, 1010XL. 10XL. The Friday night lights have been shining all over the First Coast. This is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. Friday Night Lights. Trained by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now it's time to break it all down. Here are your hosts, Ryan the Hacker Green and Dylan Denmark.
And a very good Friday evening to you, Jacksonville. It is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. We are presented by Duck Rooter, Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning with Dylan Denmark. The Hacker Ryan Green with you. Glad you are with us. Week 2 across Northeast Florida under the Friday Night Lights. A lot of games have gone final. They look like this. The Reigns Vikings, 77-0. Winners over Sandalwood tonight. That is the most lopsided Duval County over Duval County public school matchup dating back to 2013. Just a dominating performance from Reigns tonight. How about the Nice Panthers in St. Johns County? 50-8 winners tonight over Creekside. Nice looks like they have something. They're now 2-0 on the year. Congratulations to Stanton, my guy Coach B over at Stanton. Their second win in a row. They beat Bronson tonight 30-0. A game you heard on 1010 AM. Bowles, 35-12 winners tonight over Trinity Christian. It was Toccoa Creek, 52-6 over Westside. Oakley, 56-7 over Orange Park. And the game of the night, you just heard on 92.5 FM, University Christian scored to get within 15 seconds to go. They line up to go for 2. They went for 2. Looked like they were probably going to score. A false start was called. Back them up 5. They have to attempt the extra point, and Bishop Kenny blocked it. And Bishop Kenny beats University Christian 21-20 as I welcome in Dylan Denmark. Denmark, a lot of blowouts tonight, but we had one of the games of the night on our radio station.
Yeah, we did, and University Christian tried to get the onside. I just watched it from Clayton Freeman's Twitter. And Bishop Kenny recovered. That's a nice win for Bishop Kenny. University Christian had a nice win last week against Newberry. I believe Bishop Kenny jumped out to a 14-0 lead early. University Christian slowly crept back in the game and ended up going down to the wire, down to the final minute. And that's what makes high school football so fun. You see these every week, and we just happen to have it right here on our radio station.
Games that have not officially gone final yet, but I have to imagine they're going final. The Mandarin game almost has to be a final. That was a Duval County game that started early. Mandarin, last score I had was 47-16 over Atlantic Coast, so we know Mandarin's going to go to 2-0 on the year. How about Ponte Vedra? 1 week after losing to Nice, Ponte Vedra comes out tonight and apparently put one on Bartram Trail. The last score I had was 38-7. I don't know what the bigger story is there, Denmark, Ponte Vedra or Bartram Trail from a winner or losing perspective.
Yeah, I don't know this for it to be a fact, but, the last couple, was it 2-3 years, Toccoa Creek started their school and Beachside started their school. A lot of those kids got to go there. And, for those kids to go, they have to come from somewhere. I don't know if they're coming from Bartram Trail, if that's the line that, how the county line is for those schools, but it feels that way because Beachside put it on Inglewood last night, and I think Beachside won last week as well, and Toccoa Creek is doing pretty good too. So 2 schools going up, and then you have another school in St. Johns County going down. It feels like
we'll start lining up some Victoria's head coaches here in just a moment. I just left the Channel 4 studio. I did the live streaming show with Justin Barney again this week, and their game of the week was Jackson and Ribault. Back and forth battle. Jackson 14-6 over Ribault. That game has to be very, very late now in the fourth quarter. Jackson looking to go to 2-0 on the year. Fernandina Beach, a 42-13 winner tonight over Wolfson. It was Paxson 23-7 over Christ Church. Like I said, Toccoa Creek, you mentioned them, 52-6 over Westside. West Nassau is going to beat Ridgeview tonight. And Fleming Island leads Riverside 35-25 late in the fourth quarter. If Fleming Island holds on, what a great start for Tom McPherson, looking to go to 2-0 out at Fleming Island.
Yeah, it was one of those games. I was kind of surprised at the score. Fleming jumped out, I think it was to a 14-0 lead, and then Riverside started to come back. It was 28-25, and then I guess Fleming scored a touchdown in the fourth quarter, made it 35-25. You would think that Fleming's going to hold on to win that game.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Nice 43-8 over Creekside, as we talked about. You also look here, a couple other things that are going on. Yulee, a team you're very familiar with, 43-7 over the Clay Blue Devils. Yulee looking to go to 2-0. Yeah,
Yulee got a win last week. They get another nice win tonight. It does not surprise me. I saw that team. We played them. Baldwin played Yulee in the spring. Those guys are physical up front. And, it would not surprise me if Yulee goes on to win about 7 games this year and make a run in the playoffs. I forget what classification they're in. But, yeah, Yulee's going to be a good team this year.
We talk to Victoria's head coaches under the Friday Night Lights. It's what we do, and it's what we have done so for now 19 years. Let's start lining them up, and let's go out to the graveyard. Donovan Maslin of Rains, they are winners tonight over Sandalwood, and Coach Maslin joins us here on 1010XL. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate the call.
Coach, 77-0. I mean, obviously it was domination. I got to watch a lot of the game over at the Channel 4 studios tonight. And look, I know you guys were highly motivated because they did not get to play the Miami Central game last week. Unfortunately for Sandalwood, they were on your schedule tonight. And I would imagine your guys came out and did what you thought they would do, and that's take care of business.
Yeah, they wanted to come out. We wanted to just come out and, try to execute on all cylinders and, just play good football in all 3 phases of the game. And, I felt we came out and, we came out with the energy, excitement, enthusiasm about getting the opportunity to play football again. And, just focusing on, what we need to do to make sure we get better. For the past 2 weeks, we've been focusing on the small detail things, being disciplined first and foremost. So, I was upset about, I think we had 4 offsides in the first half, and, that's unacceptable. It's going to cost us when we play, in the crunch time. So, we had to clean up in those areas, but, offensively, defensively, and special teams, we were hitting on all cylinders.
Coach, it's such a tough position to be in when a game is getting lopsided like that, and you're putting the young guys in and they want to play, but you also don't want to disrespect your opponent. I mean, how tough a slippery slope was that for you in the fourth quarter?
I mean, it was tough. We put, our 2s and 3s in, and but the thing is, they have to execute. We always talk about no drop off, so they want to make sure that they're showing on film that that they can compete for the 1 or 2 spots, and that's what we were trying to do. The kids were out there competing. We wanted to try to get much of a full game in as possible, so that we can get our first game jitters and adrenaline out the way. The first game cramps and stuff that usually happens. Other teams in the area had the week 1 where they were able to play, so we wasn't able to get that opportunity. So we just had to take advantage of the night and just do what we need to do so that we can be ready for the next week.
You made the state final a year ago, Coach, and this year it seems like you are on the path to make it to the state championship game again this year. Is that kind of the mindset? Are you taking it week by week? What's the team feel like right now as opposed to a year ago?
Well, during the preparation in the off season, it was always, our goal is to be a state champion, not only get there but to win. And so that's how we prepared this summer. That's how we prepared this spring and in fall camp. So now it gets to we not only, we don't focus on the end goal right now. We're just trying to get better week by week. Just trying to go 1-0 each week that we get the opportunity to play inside the rectangle. So that's really where our mindset is. They understand what they have to do as a team to get back to, that position to be competing for a state championship. So the kids are excited. They're dedicated. They're motivated more than ever, to make up for what we did in, December, because we know that wasn't indicative of who we are as a team and a program. So, they really want to right that.
Donovan Maslin of Rains, winners tonight over Sandalwood. Coach, final thought. I believe it's Trinity Christian next week. What a game that should be. Two great traditions going at it on a Friday night.
Definitely. It's going to be a packed crowd. It's good for the communities to come out and have a great night of Friday night football. And, it's going to be a battle that we'll be prepared for. It's Trinity and Reigns, and, what better matchup do you want early in the season to, get yourself tested early to see where you're at. And, they're a very good team. It has a lot of talent on both sides of the football. So it'll be a great matchup. We have our work cut out for us, but we'll be ready.
Coach, congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. It's always good to hear from you.
Donovan Maslin of Reigns obviously making a statement tonight. Denmark 77-0 over Sandalwood.
Yeah, Reigns is going to be a really good team. I know they kind of showed that tonight, but in the offseason, everybody's talking about Bowles and the talent that they got, and St. Augustine and the talent they got. Reigns lost the 5-star lineman Solomon Thomas to LSU. I can promise you that team's going to be good this year. They still have speed on the outside. They got a pair of receivers. One's committed to Georgia State. The other one, Kelvin Brown, committed to Boston College. Reigns is going to be good again this year.
Let's go to a good team in St. Johns County. That is the Nice Panthers. Head coach Colin Drafts. They are winners tonight over Creekside. Coach joins us here under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys having me on as always.
Yes, sir, Coach. Thank you for the time. A win over Ponte Vedra last week. Tonight you play Creekside, another in-county rival. You defeat Creekside. You must be very pleased. 2-0 and 2-0 against teams in the county.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we knew we were going to have our work cut out for us tonight. Creekside's always a solid opponent, great program, and just challenge our guys. Hey, we want to go out and play a clean, home opener and execute. And, obviously the outcome was good. Still some things we can improve upon. It was a little bit sluggish in the first half offensively. It was, 16-0, and one of those scores, one was a safety by our defense and one was a kick return. So only one touchdown on the board offensively, and we came out and had a big third quarter. I think we had 3 offensive touchdowns and a pick 6. So opened it up a little bit right there towards the end, but definitely pleased to get the win.
Coach, who played well for you tonight? I know you talked about it a little bit, but who specifically played well for you?
Defensively, right, we held them to 8 points, and our defense scored 9 points themselves. We had a safety on the first drive, and then Damian Bridges, our corner, had a pick 6, which was great to see by him. Casey was all over the field. Jacob Curry was all over the field. Linebacker cores, Noah Hodge. Complete game, obviously, defensively. Special teams played well. And then offensively, again, man, our young quarterback, Aiden Pfeiffer, only a sophomore, he made some incredible throws. Mainly tonight, Vernon Stevens, the number 1 for us, our senior receiver. I mean, he didn't have a phenomenal game last week. He could have played better. We challenged him in practice this week, and, man, he was lights out. I don't know what his stat line was, but he caught everything we threw at him, and the offensive line kept Aiden upright all night. And so across the board, we feel pretty good about the complete game.
Colin Drafts of Nice, winners tonight over Creekside. Coach, next week's going to be really, really interesting with Tallahassee Lincoln. You talk about a barometer game to kind of see where you are. You guys have played unbelievably well 2 weeks in. You look at Lincoln, their first 2 wins of the year have come against Niceville and Madison County. So you want to talk about bragging rights, Jacksonville versus Tallahassee, Nice and Lincoln. That should be really fun next Friday.
Man, I tell you what, I'm excited about it. It's going to be a home game for us, so they've got to make the trip. But, we did not play them last year. We had Ridge Community out of Davenport last year. That game got canceled. And so we just decided, last year it got canceled due to that hurricane or weather we had. So we decided it'd be better if we both found a different opponent, and Tallahassee Lincoln popped up, and I knew they were going to be a challenge, and I said, let's do it. Week 3 at home. And like you said, you beat Niceville week 1, and then you go and beat Madco week 2. They got to be a good football team. So it's going to be a great early challenge for us. I'm excited, and, we're going to go toe-to-toe with these guys. So
looking at the county as a whole, the last couple of years, Tocoi Creek and Beachside have came new to the county. Has St. Johns County football changed, or is it just 2 new football teams that have good coaching staffs now?
Obviously it's changed because now you have 8 high schools in the county, You've seen, a little bit of shift in power. If I want to be honest, there's only a couple years ago I got to Nice. We were bottom dwellers. I talked about it tonight, man. Before this year and last year, we've won 2 in a row over Creekside. We were 0-5 versus them. So it's taking time for us to kind of claw and scratch and climb our way back, to the top, as we were last year. And of course, we want to be there at the end of the year this year, which will be difficult with who we still have to play. But there's good football down here across the board, and there's the ebb and flow of talent, and sometimes teams, might have a down year. And look, Creekside's young this year. They always got a great program. Coach Mack does a great job. They're going to get better as the year goes on. But right now we feel pretty good about where we stand within St. Johns County with the first 2 wins.
Colin Drafts of Nice, winners tonight over Creekside. Tallahassee Lincoln next week in St. Johns County against the Nice Panthers in what should be one of the games of the night. Congratulations, Coach.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys having me as always.
Again, you talk about barometer games. Where are we 2 weeks in? Well, Nice is going to find out pretty quick because Lincoln, Niceville, and Madison County, Lincoln's obviously off to a very good start as well.
Yeah, and I'm looking at their schedule, not trying to get too far ahead. After that, you play at Fletcher, and then you play St. Augustine the week after.
Yeah,
that's that is a loaded schedule.
And that's how Drafts likes to schedule. That's how he does it. Quickly, scoreboard update: Fletcher 45-8 over Parker. That game is a final. Fernandina Beach 42-13 over Wolfson. Paxson a winner tonight over Christ Church 23-7. First Coast a winner tonight over Kipbold City 55-6. We already mentioned Rains over Sandalwood. How about this? Boy, Ribault was down 14-0, came back to 14-12, but that's where it ended. We have a final Jackson 14-12 over Ribault. If that's correct, that's 2-0 for the Jackson Tigers to begin the year. Ponte Vedra over Bartram Trail. St. Augustine, Denmark, a dominating performance over Menendez tonight.
Yeah, no surprise. St. Augustine, we're going to know how good they are next week, I believe, because they play bowls, if I'm not mistaken.
And that's 2 years in the making. Remember, that game last year was canceled due to weather.
Okay.
We didn't get to see it, so now we are going to get to see it, and it's a long time coming. It's going to be a great game.
And I remember, if I'm not mistaken, 2 years ago, they came down to the final minute. St. Augustine scored. I believe it was the highest scoring game. That's probably, not to put it in any order. That's two of the top teams in the city, and that's not a dispute. St. Augustine Bowl is going to be a really good game next week.
Let's go ahead and step aside. We're going to line up a bunch of victorious head coaches. Christopher Foy of Oakleaf, among many others that we're going to get. We'll catch up with Brian Braddock of St. Augustine, a lot of other victorious coaches as well. We're just getting started under the Friday Night Lights, the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. We are presented by Duck Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning with Dylan Denmark. The hacker Ryan Green with you. Jacksonville, we're glad you're with us. It's 1010XL, and it's 92.5 FM.
This is the flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, Jason, got a minute?
Always. What's on your mind?
This time of year, my air conditioner is running non-stop. Hot all day, hot all night. It has to run constantly just to keep up.
Well, that's what they do.
But if something happens to it in the middle of a 2-week heat wave, I'm in trouble, Jason. I can't wait 3 days or 2 days or even the next day for service. If you can't get someone here today, I'm sweating by tonight. What if it breaks, Jason?
You call me, pal. That's what we do. Bueller Air and Plumbing.
But you're probably swamped with calls from everyone else's AC that ran nonstop and then broke in a heat wave, so they called you because that's what you do.
But we always have room for an emergency. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, we have techs standing by because we know these things happen.
So I don't need to worry. Wow, that time you calmed me down without even using the sunglasses.
Oh, I was reaching for them.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
You want to know more about your favorite football team.
That's right.
And John Osher delivers because O knows. Wednesdays from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Served by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on 1010XL.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
Put the ball in the net with 60 minutes of soccer talk. The Coaches Show presented by Sporting Jacks. Cole Pepper, Sporting Jacks head of soccer Mark Warburton, and Sporting Jacks women's coach Stacey Baylor. Tuesday evenings at 6 on 1010 a.m.
Fall is here. The air is crisp. Football is on, and the perfect backyard atmosphere starts with a high-quality fireplace from CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Hey, it's Joe C. Imagine nights by the fire, cheering on your team, surrounded by friends and family. CSS can transform your outdoor space into the ultimate game day destination. Stylish, warm, and built for memories. With several wood, gas, and electric options, let CSS make your backyard the best seat in the house. Visit CSSFireplaces.com.
These are the last days for Monahan Jewelers store-wide 40 to 50% off sale. These are the biggest savings we could possibly offer, with everything on display discounted 40 to 50% off, ending Saturday, August 30th. We've bought so much brand new jewelry, we need to make room for it, and the only way to do that is to give you huge deals at 40 to 50% off everything. And the sale ends this Saturday, August 30th. Diamond jewelry, colored gemstones, gold chains, everything. Everything on display is 40 to 50% off at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Here's your 1010XL community calendar of local events and nonprofit groups helping people here at home.
Shuffle up and deal for a cause. Let's go all in to help others out. Join the Hold'em for Life poker tournament coming up September 20th at Blessed Trinity Parish Hall. Every hand helps the Women's Help Center support expectant mothers and newborns.
Find out how you can be part of the cure for blood cancer at the Light the Night Walk at ViStar Ballpark November 22nd. Take the first step at lightthenight.org.
Dreams Come True is a local wish-granting organization giving dreams and special times to local children battling life-threatening illnesses. Find out how you can help at dreamscometrue.org.
City Rescue Mission has been providing food, clothing, and love for over 70 years to the homeless in Jacksonville. If someone you know is struggling, learn more about the City Rescue Mission at crmjax.org.
You can find out how to share your community event at 1010XL.com.
Tired of wrestling with your shower curtain like it's a slip and slide gone wrong? Ditch the drama and say hello to a smooth, stylish glass shower enclosure from Baker Glass. Wago Glass is clean, elegant, and makes your bathroom look huge and brighter. Give your shower a makeover and feel like you're in a spa without the price tag. I'm Mac at Baker Glass. Call me and get ready to love your new shower. Let's make your shower great again. Remember, Baker Glass, no one treats you better.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
It's your go-to for golf talk. The Edwin Watts Golf Hour.
All we need to do is develop the rest of your game. Then you'll be unstoppable, son.
Get local updates, gear reviews, and all things golf talk. Saturday mornings at 10 on 1010XL.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% and homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. The Friday Night Lights shine bright. Friday Night Lights. Presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
That's right. It's been the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights for many, many years. We certainly thank Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for their continued support of high school athletics here in Northeast Florida. And with that, let's go to the good doctor, Kevin Murphy of Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Doc, how we doing, sir?
Doing good. Well, I was doing good until I saw Army got beaten overtime.
Yeah, that's college football season. It's rough, particularly with the opener.
Yeah.
That's what makes it great. The losses are tough. It makes the wins even that much more sweeter. Doc, we're going to talk about the bump and bruise clinics in a moment. I want to throw a couple of injury questions at you. I know Denmark does as well. First and foremost, some unfortunate news for the Jaguars when we found out rookie Caleb Ransaw was placed on the season-ending IR. And James Gladstone at his press conference earlier this week was talking about it was a foot issue, a bone in the foot that they didn't think needed surgery, and then maybe it did need surgery, and he couldn't come back in time, and that's why they decided season-ending IR. Obviously, it's vague, and we don't have all the details, but when you hear a bone and you hear foot, that leads the mind to wander a little bit. Again, he didn't say Liz Frank, but what other bone injury in the foot would there be, Doc, for a guy to miss significant amount of time?
Yeah, it's one of the two. It's either a Lisfranc, which is the fifth, the small toe long bone on the outside of your foot. You get a stress fracture there. Sometimes you can get those to heal, but if it doesn't heal, you end up having to put a screw in it and do things to try and get the bone to heal, and it takes a while. So it could be that, or it's a Lisfranc injury, which is that midfoot injury that Mojo had back in the day. That I think ETN had that too.
Yeah.
That's the midfoot injury where you not necessarily fracture, but you dislocate the joint. And if you don't fix it and realign it, you get arthritis that's really bad down the road that you really need to make sure those things heal properly. So it's one of those two. It's either a Lisfranc injury or as you said, that fifth metatarsal fracture.
Tampa Bay's wide receiver Jalen McMillan had a neck injury a couple weeks ago. He's expected to be out for about half the year with a severely strained neck. I mean, is that a case by case? You know, how severe does it have to be for you to be out for that long of a period of time?
Well, that's, again, a nebulous kind of description. If you're out for half a year, you've got probably a herniated disc that's pushing on the nerves. A sprain of a neck, that's rub some dirt on it, get a little therapy, and you're back out there. If you're out for periods of time, you've got some structural damage where there's a disc protruding and pushing on the nerve more than likely.
Yeah, you hear neck. You can never be too cautious with something like that. So I know he's going to miss, they think, about 8 weeks. They hope to have him back in the middle to late portion of October. The good Dr. Kevin Murphy of Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Doc, early in the season, right, we're in week 2 now, do you tend to see more hamstrings, soft tissue type things as the season gets underway and the strain on the body is what it is for the first time really since last December?
You see those periodically throughout the year, but I think they're more common early on, as you said, more so than mid-season. So, yeah, we're more likely to see more of those early on than later on. But, hopefully the guys have, trained up and they're in shape. That's a lot of that is just the stretching and really getting into the fast speed running mode as opposed to, when they get into the season, they really turn it on and have to run full speed. If they're really not prepared for that, that's when you see them early. But mid-season, they've been doing that throughout, so it's less likely.
The good Dr. Kevin Murphy of Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Doc, whether it's a hamstring, a foot, an ailment, any type of ailment, that's what the bump and bruise clinics are for. For people that haven't listened to our program, heck, over the last, 19 years, that aren't familiar with the bump and bruise clinics, tell the parents out there that are listening what they're all about.
Yeah, well, this was kind of developed, from my years in college where, if you got injured on Saturday, the training room was open on Sunday, you need to show up. So you show up in the training room, you get some treatments going so that when Monday comes, you're on the way to recovery, or they know what you have or can figure out what you have early to know whether you're good or not the next week. So similar to that, we developed these where we provide a free clinic on Saturdays in the morning, 9 to 10, 4 locations. You can look on the website. Then we have a physician there. One of our doctors, orthopedic surgeons, is there. We have a trainer. We have therapists there. If it's something we can manage and treat right then, we'll get you started on recovery through the weekend that you can get hopefully better towards the week. If it's something that needs something evaluated further with MRIs or whatnot, we can set that up early. Most times on Monday, your coach will know whether you're good to go, midweek, as opposed to showing up to practice Monday afternoon and say, hey, I'm hurt, and you got to try and get an appointment somewhere.
Yeah, it's a very valuable resource to get the process started earlier, to get back on the field earlier. The Bump and Bruise Clinics, you can check out 4 locations, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock Saturday mornings. Go to se-ortho.com for all the information on the Bump and Bruise Clinics. The good Dr. Kevin Murphy of Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Doc, thank you as always. We'll do it again next week, pal.
Thank you, boys.
Always enjoy the good Dr. Kevin Murphy and the continued support that Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has given this program over the years. Let's head out to Clay County, Denmark. Oakleaf, a big winner tonight over Orange Park. Christopher Foy is the head coach of Oakleaf, and he joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Oh, appreciate it, Coach. Thank you for having me.
Coach, 1-0, a battle of unbeatens tonight in Clay County. And man alive, you guys make a statement, 56-7 over a rival there in Orange Park.
Yes, sir. It was some of the best Clay County football I've seen in a while. I mean, they jumped on us early now. I mean, they got old Coach Chad Parker over there, and they hit us with the trick play to start it off, and it was from that moment on, it became a lot of fun.
You got 2 wins in week 2. Is this kind of where you expected to be, or are you still working on things this week 2? Are you kind of where you expected to be so far right now in the season?
Well, I mean, I think, Coach, you always want to try to steadily improve throughout the year. That's why you try to put a schedule together that forces you to do that. I mean, we know we're facing a really, really good Fleming team next week. And we knew that we were facing a really vastly improved Orange Park team tonight. So I think what we are now is realizing that we have to continue to get better in order for us to be successful to reach our ultimate goal.
You mentioned the Fleming Island game next week. Good grief. I mean, that's the battle for Clay County, with all due respect. Honorable mention to Middleburg, certainly. But you talk about Oakleaf, you talk about Fleming, a combined record of 4-0. Christopher Foy, an accomplished head coach. Tom McPherson, an accomplished head coach. That's going to be a lot of fun next Friday night.
Oh, yeah, Coach. It's always good, man, to coach. I mean, you're talking about legendary coaches like Coach Mack and Coach Chip. To be in the stadium with guys like that, I'm humbled. I really like the opportunity that my kids have to compete at that level with especially with teams that going to be well prepared, physical, strong, and fundamentally sound.
You score 56 points. Someone had to score all those touchdowns, Coach. Who played well for you on offense?
Oh, I mean, Jack McKissick really got it going tonight. I mean, we always know he's our leader, and he really stirred the ship tonight. C.J. Moses ran really hard. He ran for over 100 yards and 3 touchdowns, and I think Jack threw for either over or really, really close to 300 yards, and he had 3 touchdowns. And with Jordan and Trace and the offensive line tonight was unbelievable. They were unbelievable. Jack didn't get touched much, and as a matter of fact, I think Jack was like a second or third leading rusher tonight.
Well, Coach, congratulations. A dominating effort, 56-7 over Orange Park. Oakleaf and Fleming next week in what is going to be an unbelievable game out there in Clay County. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you for having me, Coach. You guys have a good evening.
Christopher Foy of Oakleaf. You talk about week 3. Here's what I got for you, all right? You got Tallahassee, Lincoln, and Nice next week. You got Bowles and St. Augustine next week. You got Fleming Island, Oakleaf next week, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. Next week's going to be like a separation Friday night. We're going to find out pretty quick which teams are separating themselves.
Yeah, and it's good. You want to have those games early in the season. You know, your district play doesn't usually start till about week 6, week 7. And you have about 3 or 4 games in your district, depending on how many teams are in your district. You want to have those games to where, you know, you have a measuring stick. You can say, okay, here's where we stack up. And you want to have those good games so you can show your fellas, you know, we're good here or we're not good here. And we know what to work on, you know, going forward in the season.
The game of the night in Duval County and the surrounding area was Bishop Kenny and University Christian. You heard it right here on 92.5 FM. Tim Kraus, the head coach of Bishop Kenny, joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations on a big win.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So you're up by a touchdown. University Christian punches it in with 15 seconds to go. They line up to go for 2, and we're even talking in here. I was telling the guys, I'm like, Penland's going to go for 2. And they go for 2. They get called for a false start. They then have to bring the kicker in for a little bit of a longer extra point, and your guys block it to get the 21-20 victory. Take us through those final moments, Coach. It must have been a very cool scene on the BK sideline.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. I know that. I mean, it got a little hectic there at the end. Had to get the hands team ready. Had to get our kids, in a situation with some things we hadn't seen them do on the goal line. And our kids reacted really well. They did a great job of just continuing to fight. And, we play a lot of kids both ways. Our kids are gritty and resilient, and, they found a way to hang around with a really good football team and get the job done.
You led 14-0, and then UC kind of crept back in the game. How was the second half, and what were you guys able to do to come out victorious?
Yeah, we had a big play, create an explosive play on a third down conversion from Caleb Madison. It was a 60-something yard catch, and our quarterback did a great job. It kind of set up the way we wanted to, and he hung in there in the pocket, made a really nice throw over their outside backer, and Caleb finished the thing off. And so, yeah, that was a big one. We didn't really sustain any drives in the second half. They held the ball for most of the second half. And so, we executed really good coming out of the gate. And then just kind of struggle a little bit and kind of limp to the finish. But, with our kids and the group that we have, we know that we're never out of a fight. We're going to hang in there and, hope it rolls our way.
Crazy thing for you guys is your bye was week 1. So this was your debut tonight. University Christian had already played a game. That is a tough spot, right? When you're playing a team that already has a game under their belt, you guys did not. UC's a good team as is. And despite all that, you find a way to get a win in that fashion. I mean, you must be ecstatic for the final outcome.
100%. Yeah, we had a local rival that didn't want to play us, and so we had some issues with our scheduling. So that made it, a little bit tough. We had to find a game late, and it just so happened that UC needed a game, and it was really good timing for us because we wanted, to get some challenge early in the season, early in the schedule, to get ourselves prepared for later on, to get ourselves prepared down for district play. And like I talked to our kids about, I mean, our goals are, not about winning the game week 2. It's about getting ourselves ready in district play and winning games in the playoffs. So, this is a big step for us, but it's not the only step. There's a lot of football left.
And you look at your schedule the next couple of weeks, combined records of 4-0. Tocoi Creek is first on that schedule. That's always a good game. I know you guys have played them the last couple of years. It's been a competitive game seemingly every time, and they're off to a very good start this year. That should be fun next Friday.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. I think it's, you've kind of watched that program grow, and, it's a really good opportunity for our kids, again, to play in a really good environment at home, play a disciplined football team, play a little bit different style than what University Christian played, and, have to find a way to match up. So, yeah, excited about that, excited about, our little stretch here. We got 3 home games to start the year, and always obviously a fun place to play. I'm watching the fireworks from across the river at the Jumbo Shrimp right now, too, while I talk to you. So, excited to get our fans back here on Friday and play another big one.
Tim Kraus of Bishop Kenny, winners tonight, 21-20 over University Christian. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you very much.
That's a big win, and the way it happened, that's got to give them a lot of confidence moving forward.
Yeah, and Coach kind of hit on it, not playing last week. That is tough. You always kind of want to see – it's hard to scout the opponent that you're playing with so much short film because usually you get 2 weeks. And then, as you get later in the year, you can ask other coaches for the film that, you've had early in the year. You kind of don't know what you have from the other team. And when you don't play your own game, you kind of don't know what you have in yourself. Do you want to, what kind of scheme you want to run and all of those things. So playing a high-quality opponent, University Christian, who came out with a nice win last week against Newberry, and coming out on top the way they did, they got to be feeling good going to next week.
Let's get one more coach in on this side. Again, we'll line them up. We're here with you for another hour plus tonight under the Friday Night Lights. Let's head out to Paxson. They were winners tonight over Christ Church. Steve Brown, the head coach of Paxson, joins us here on 1010XL. Coach, congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Coach, 23-7 winners tonight over Christ Church. You guys have put together a couple of good performances back-to-back weeks. You must be very pleased.
Yeah, for as much production as we lost with my senior class last year, these young kids are starting to really kind of put it together, and the production's starting to ramp back up like we expected it to.
You know, you came up in a conversation I had earlier this week, as a matter of fact. Can you talk about some of the longest tenured guys at given schools in the area? I mean, obviously, Verlin is the king right now, 35 years at Trinity. Braddock's been at St. Augustine for a long time. You've been at Paxson for a long time, Coach. What year is this for you there?
Year 13.
Yeah, 13 years for Coach Steve Brown at Paxson. What do you accredit that longevity to at the same school?
I got a great principal that I work for, and he kind of lets me do my thing. I'm also the AD and the head softball coach, and there's not many schools that, you get a chance to be an AD and a head coach, let alone be an AD and a head coach of two pretty good sports at one school.
Coach, week one, you fall to West Nassau. You came back with two wins the last 2 weeks. What have you changed the last couple of weeks to get a couple of victories?
We're starting to get healthy. We started the year, I got 3 starters battling injuries from one from baseball, and the other one's some injuries lingering from last season. And we're starting to get healthy. A lot of the new kids that haven't been asked to really contribute are starting to understand their role on the team, and they're starting to contribute week in and week out. The defense is really coming to life, and the offense, we're just kind of controlling the clock and trying not to make mistakes, put the defense in bad position.
Yeah, you've allowed, an average of just under 10 points a game the last 2 weeks in victories over Wolfson and Christ Church. What do we know about Williston, next week's opponent?
Wing T and great at running it.
Well, that'll be an interesting week of practice for your defense, I suppose.
Oh, yeah. I just did the film exchange before I left school because they were off this week. And, I'm got an extra day to look at it and get prepared, and they're coming to us. So it'll be a great experience to play them. You got Coach Pruitt coming in, one of the winningest coaches in Northeast Florida and South Georgia combined. So he's got a great track record, and we get to see how we compare to kind of an established rural program that's usually really good year in and year out.
Steve Brown of Paxson, winners tonight over Christ Church. They're now 2-1 on the season. Coach, congratulations.
I appreciate it, guys.
23-7 winners tonight over Christ Church.
I was going to say, having to run a scout offense for a wing tee for a bunch of kids that probably have never ran wing tee is the most annoying thing to do.
I think I handled that interview pretty professionally because I'm a Christ Church guy, right? I wear the CCA dad shirt in here. My man's going to school there. But I was a professional on that one. I congratulated Steve for the victory.
Yeah, no, but talking about Williston for next week for the wing tee. When you have a small roster, I don't know if it's 100% correct. Their roster doesn't look like, they have, it says 20 players. They might have a little bit more than that. Having to find an offensive line and have backs that run that effectively the way that they're going to see it on Friday night is one of the hardest things to do. Because I've had to do it back when we've had to play West Nassau in previous years. It is a tough offense to scout throughout the week.
Jamie Rogers of Bradford is 30 seconds away. Before we get there, scoreboard, Mandarin 54-16 winners over Atlantic Coast. Rains over Sandalwood tonight. It was Middleburg over NFEI. We already talked to Colin Drafts of Nice. They were winners over Creekside. St. Augustine, a big winner tonight over Menendez. The Bulls Bulldogs, winners over Trinity Christian. Fleming Island, 42-33 over Riverside. And speaking of Bradford, the Tornadoes get it done over Denellen, 35-0. I believe that's back-to-back shutouts for Bradford to begin the year. Let's get to Jamie Rogers of Bradford County with us here under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Hey, Hacker, thank you, man. First time I got to talk to you this year. How y'all doing?
We're good, Coach. Good to hear from you as always, and good grief. I know you must be ecstatic with your defense. Back-to-back goose eggs they've allowed to begin the year.
Yeah, they've picked up where the other groups left off. They believe in what we do Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So proud of them. And tonight we got a running game going in the second half, and kind of put it away. It was fun to watch our kids compete tonight.
Bradford's always known since you've gotten there with their physical defenses. But last year, you went through 3 quarterbacks that you exchanged throughout the season, and it worked for you. What's the quarterback situation like this year for you?
We turned it over to a young kid, 10th grader named Cy Cubbage. He's going to be super special. He's got the growing pains going right now. Things are a lot faster than they are in JV. And with the schedule we play the first 5 weeks of the season, he's got to grow up fast, but he got us going tonight with a great throw for a touchdown. It was 7-0 at halftime, and that was a huge throw before the half and really got us going.
You mentioned your schedule, Coach. I'm looking at it right here, and I know there's a method to the madness. You play a lot of tough games, obviously. You know if you want to achieve the ultimate goal, you're going to have tough games in December, obviously. Is that the line of thinking? You want your guys to face as good a competition as they possibly can in the regular season?
Oh, sure, we like that for sure. But this last round of scheduling, it was just who would say yes. So
yeah.
that's kind of where it was this time around. Hopefully, we'll get a little bit closer games, some better gates and things like that. Hopefully, we'll play some people a little bit closer to us. But it just worked out that way. Where Dunellen's a very good football team, 7-0 at halftime tonight. 35-0 was probably a little bit of a stretch. It just got away from them a little bit. Then South Sumter's traditionally as good as there are, and then Mandarin's going to be top 1, 2, or 3 in the state in 6A. So really tough to start the year.
Well, Coach, congratulations. Back-to-back shutouts for your defense. You're 2-0, and like you mentioned, South Sumter next week. Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you for having me.
Jamie Rogers of Bradford County, winners tonight. Again, back-to-back shutouts for the Tornadoes. We'll get more victorious head coaches. We'll give you a AA Automotive Player of the Night. We'll give you a Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Coach's Corner as well. There is a ton to do as we are under the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. We are presented by Duck Duck Rooter, Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning with Dylan Denmark and R.J. Saunders. The Hacker Ryan Green with you. More to do. 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
There's something special about radio play-by-play. Always has been. In Jacksonville, your place for play-by-play is 1010XL.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
AA Automotive helps keep your vehicle in dependable and safe condition. Call Sam, Harry, or Joe, and they'll check your brakes, tires, fluids, electric, and motor, so your ride runs smooth on the road. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street.
Kuhn Flowers announces their home holiday decorating team is now taking orders for the holiday season. This is RJ with 1010XL. No more hassling with tree buying, untangling, and hanging burned out lights. Call on Kuhn Flowers. They do it all.
Hey, Hicken here for my friends at Clean and Freaks at Zero Res. Back to school special with those guys. Get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $135 plus a free hallway and take $100 off your air duct cleaning. Book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and take advantage of these huge savings.
September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, so here's a reminder to get screened. Ackerman Urology has 4 convenient locations to help you put your prostate health first. Guys, don't put this one off. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
Did you know that basketball and volleyball were invented at the YMCA? That's right, and even today, the Y continues to lead the way in youth sports programming, from toddlers just starting out to teens ready to compete. The Y offers skill development, recreational play, and competitive leagues, all in a fun, supportive environment. Get your child in the game to build character and skills at the Y. Registration is now open for youth volleyball and soccer at fcymca.org.
Are you ready to reclaim your backyard? Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, Surfside Pools is the trusted name for expert pool design. Family owned and operated, they offer pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools transform your backyard into the oasis that you crave. Are you ready to float happy? Visit surfsidepools.net or call 246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, where luxury meets leisure.
License number CPC 044080.
Denny Thompson here. Look, don't get left in the dark. We're all trying to reason with hurricane season, so at least be prepared. For top-of-the-line generators in Jacksonville, I turn to Tyson. Licensed pros at Tyson deliver reliable, whole-home standby generators and provide fast repair service. They even do custom installations for local businesses, so don't wait. Ensure seamless installation and peace of mind. Call Tyson now, 904-762-1000 for a free estimate on generator services. TysonInc.com.
David here with Royal Pest Services. It's back. Our summer Centricon Termite Special. New installs begin as low as $249. And if you have existing Centricon, but your renewal is through the roof, we can transfer you to Royal at no cost. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free estimate.
Sometimes you agree with them, sometimes you don't.
On the runway, I'm coming in hot.
CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco joins the Frangie Show Friday afternoons on 1010XL. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Chip Davis, director of the Flounder Pounder Fishing Tournament. We are fast approaching our 16th annual tournament benefiting the Jacksonville School for Autism. With the help of our amazing community, we raised over $1.4 million the last 15 years. This year's tournament will be held at Palm Valley Outdoors on the Intercoastal Waterway. Captain's meeting is Thursday night, October 9th, and the tournament is Saturday, October 11th. I'm inviting you and your family to come out and enjoy our tournament festivities, raise some money, and support autism awareness. Special thanks to U.S. Army Recruitment Jacks for their support. Flounder Pounder for Autism 2025. See you there.
Lee Brice. What do you know about that tour? Saturday, September 13th, St. Augustine Amphitheater. With special guests Ashley Cook and Louis Brice. Award-winning country sensation Lee Brice. On sale now at AXS.com. Don't miss Lee Brice Live.
Jacksonville is my hometown and nobody knows roofing like me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We handle everything from repairs to full roof replacements, start to finish. We give honest quotes, use quality materials, and clean up like we were never there. We all look at Google reviews, so go ahead and check out ours. We're proud of all our 5-star ratings. I would say we treat you like family, but some people don't like theirs. Go to BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roof quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
I know football.
Now, the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Coaches Corner on 1010XL.
Yes, it is. A couple of victorious head coaches coming up here in the next couple of minutes. We will go to Clay County, talk with Tom McPherson of Fleming Island. Before that, let's go to St. Johns County and talk to Brian Braddock, the head coach of St. Augustine. They are winners tonight over Menendez. Coach, congratulations.
Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Dominating performance 2 weeks in a row, Coach. A good Menendez football team. You guys came out offensively and defensively and obviously looked very, very good tonight.
Yeah, it was really gratifying to see the kids come out and just play so well. And it was from the first snap, the first kick. Our senior tailback, Trendell Anderson, he took the opening kickoff back for a touchdown. And then it just was kind of an avalanche from there. And they have a quality football team, and for it to be 48-0 at halftime just means that we played about as well as we could play, and that was really cool to see.
Coach, you shut out Palatka last week. You gave up 6 points tonight, and you scored almost about 90 points total. It seems like, all cylinders are clicking for you. But who played tonight? Who played well for you tonight? So for the game against Menendez?
Goodness. Our quarterback, Brenton James, played terrific. Samorian Wingo had a couple of long touchdowns. Julio Santiago, both our tailbacks, Trendle Anderson and Nate Preston, and our offensive line was tremendous. I tell you, we had a sophomore safety, Brandon Whitfield, younger brother of Devontae Lyons. He had 2 interceptions tonight. And we've got 3 sophomores and a junior in our secondary, and we're really excited about those kids. And he had a big night.
Obviously, a dominating performance, second week in a row. Palatka last week, Menendez this week. And I know you and Coach Toblin at Bowles are probably both jonesing for next week, a game that we kind of got robbed of as a community because of weather last year. It couldn't be played. It is going to be played next week. I know it's going to be Channel 4, our partners over there. It's going to be their game of the week. We're going to have it on 1010XL. St. Augustine Bowles. I mean, good grief, Coach. That's what high school football is all about.
Yeah, man, what an opportunity for us to go play an absolutely fantastic football team. And Matt's gonna pour mouth and talk about how they're not incredible, but anybody with eyes can see the opposite. So my goodness, I mean, they check every box at every position group, and they've got a lot of 4-year starters on that team that are seniors now. So I think this is really as a coach, you don't point to any year, but man, I mean, this is a big year for them for sure. And some great players. They're extremely well coached. So we'll have a great opportunity to get better next week and compete against, what looks like, arguably the best team in the area.
Coach, final question. You guys at St. Augustine are expected to make a deep run. Bowles is expected to make a deep run. The fact that you're going to play each other so early in the year, you mentioned getting better. That's what next week's all about. I mean, obviously you want to win the game, but you want to see where you are in early September to know what you need to work on as it's going to get tougher as we approach the postseason.
Yeah, absolutely. And we know next week will be hard. There's no way around that. It's going to be hard, and that's good. That makes us grow. And we got a lot of young kids on defense, especially up front. And they're going to be dealing with some grown men next week, a lot of seniors that are big boys, and a lot of future college football players. So no matter what, like, we're going to come out of that game a better football team. And obviously we're going to play to win. I mean, we're going to get on the bus to go win. But we also know it's a great opportunity for us to get better. It's a great night. It's a great game for Northeast Florida. We think it's a fun game. So we're looking forward to it.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win tonight. And again, you'll hear St. Augustine and Bowles next week right here on 1010XL. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Enjoy your weekend.
Denmark, quick thought from you, an early thought, St. Augustine Bowles next week?
It's going to be a great game. That's all I can say. I watched we played Palatka tonight. We beat them 31-14 at Baldwin, and I got to see the St. Augustine play Palatka. What was a torrential downpour game. Fumbles all over the place, and the field was all sloppy. And they still hit on all cylinders last week. Whether it was running the ball, throwing the ball, playing defense, that's a really, really good team down at St. Augustine.
Let's go out to Clay County. Fleming Island, back-to-back weeks, back-to-back wins for Tom McPherson. And Coach joins us here under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
There's a nice win for you guys this week. It was a nice win last week, and you duplicate it with a win over Riverside tonight, 42-33. I know you'll probably want to work on the defense because the defense is your bread and butter, but 42 points against a good Riverside team, you must be very pleased.
Yeah, I think, we did a great job, our coaching staff on both sides of the ball. We had a great plan, and our kids executed, really well. We took care of the football again on offense. Had some procedure issues that we got to straighten out, like, referees are seeing something with how we're operating, and they're calling a ton of false starts that we got to get cleaned up. But our kids answered the challenge. I told them, we had only been in winning situations so far this year, and I wanted to know what they were going to do when adversity hit. And if you're playing a team like Riverside, adversity is going to hit because they've got some talented players. And we fell down 7-0, and we answered the bell. So I think we're becoming a better football team.
You talk about adversity. I saw the score early. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was 14-0 early. And then I look at later, it's 28-25, and then Fleming scored a late touchdown. How did that game kind of go from the start of the second half to the end?
I don't know if it was Score Stream or wherever you were looking at it. We were only down 7-0. We answered really quick, and we actually held that lead the entire time. So they popped the opening kick and took it about 50 yards with a really good player, and we had good coverage. He just he made some guys miss, and then our defense got on the field, and they scored right away, and we rebounded. Our coaches rebounded with a great plan, and our kids rebounded and started getting some pressure on the quarterback. And third and long situations kind of were our bugaboo tonight, and we got to fix that. But coaches did a great job on both sides of the ball, and they found ways to make it a one-on-one game because it's tough. Right now for us, 11-on-11 with Riverside may not be a great matchup, but I learned the hard way a long time ago in football. If you can find some one-on-ones and not maybe have to win 11-on-11s, that's the way you need to go.
Toby Bullock of Mandarin, 2 minutes away before we get there. Final question for head coach Tom McPherson of Fleming Island. Boy, you talk about a Clay County battle next week. 2-0 Fleming Island, 2-0 Oakleaf. Coach, that'll be a lot of fun out in Clay County next week.
Yeah, it's a big game, obviously, for our kids. It's a big game in the county, and two teams that are playing pretty good football right now. And for us, it's about the kids getting better. It's about us getting better every day, and blocking, tackling, and all three phases of football. So to me, it's not really about Fleming Oakleaf. It's just about playing a good football team and making sure we're prepared on offense and defense, which I know we will be because our coaches do a great job, preparing our team, and our kids will be ready to play. So I'm excited for the challenge and looking forward to Friday night.
Tom McPherson of Fleming Island, winners over Riverside. They get Oakleaf next week. Congratulations, Coach.
Hey, thanks. Thanks for all you guys do for high school football, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Coach. And again, you talk about next week's schedule. Fleming Oakleaf, really good one in Clay County.
Yeah, Clay County. I'd say that's going to be another good game. Fleming's. I wouldn't say a surprise, but I mean that's a pretty good win tonight. 2-0 to start the season.
Speaking of Clay County, Ryan Wolf of Middleburg will join us in about 3 minutes. Before we get there, let's go to my buddy Toby Bullock of Mandarin. They were winners tonight over Atlantic Coast. Mandarin 2-0 to begin the year, and Coach joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Thanks so much, guys.
Coach, 2-0, Creekside last week, Atlantic Coast this week. You've put up a ton of points in both contests. You must be very pleased to kick off the season.
Yeah, I mean, you always nice to get a W, whether you're able to put up points or not. A win is a win, and however they come, fantastic. I've been on the other side of it, so I'll take it any way I can get it.
It's an underrated rivalry, Mandarin and Atlantic Coast. It's a young rivalry, right? Because Atlantic Coast hasn't been around all that long, but it's become a fierce rivalry over the years.
Most definitely. It's something, we have homecoming week and we have Atlantic Coast week here. We have a Spirit Week every time we play Atlantic Coast, and we take them serious, and we try to sweep the week in all sports, volleyball, JV football, varsity, swimming, diving, cross country, whatever. We're going to try to win the week. I think we actually did win the week this year. And we play for an actual trophy. We have the Principal's Cup. And it's a big deal to us.
Coach, when people say Mandarin now, everybody thinks about the receiver, Bryson Ryan, what he's able to do, and, the highlight catches. But it's not just him that's on your team. You have talents all over your roster. How nice is it to know that you can go week for week and not just have a strength at just one side and have talent all over the place?
I mean, that's what every coach is looking for, isn't it? That's what you want. I mean, we've Tion Weiss, our other receiver opposite Bryson, has stepped up and had a great start to his year. He had another touchdown tonight. Will Jones, our slot receiver, has started off the year hot. Our running backs have really come along, and our O-line's coming along, and it might be one of the more physical lines I've ever had in my 20 years, which is great to see as an O-line guy. That's what you want to see. And our defense leads everything we do. We believe defense wins championships, and we put our defense first and whatever they need. That's why Bryson plays defense also. And it's a wonderful feeling to be able to have that and have guys that are bought in and doing what they're supposed to do.
Now, here's the big question as we wrap up with Toby Bullock, 2-0 Mandarin. Last year, I guess you paid your penance to the football powers that be with the injuries that you had. Where are we injury-wise this year? Because last year kind of derailed your season a little bit.
Yeah, this time last year we had lost our quarterback, and And then the next week we lost another one and another one and another one. But right now we're pretty healthy. I mean, of course, you have your normal year-end bumps and bruises. We're pretty good right now, knock on wood. Hopefully we'll stay that way.
Toby Bullock of Mandarin, they're 2-0, 2 dominating wins. They get Sandalwood next week. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you so much, guys. +2.
Always appreciate Toby Bullock for joining us. Matt Toblin of Bowles is less than 3 minutes away. Before we get there, let's head out to Clay County. Ryan Wolf of Middleburg. They are winners. They are 2-0 on the year. And Coach joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Appreciate it, fellas.
2-0 is 2-0. You must be very, very pleased. Back-to-back wins on Friday nights.
Yeah, I mean, we'll take it. We're in a dogfight for a little while tonight, but 2-0 is 2-0.
You know, and I was going to ask you about that. Dominating performance last week. It looked like you jumped on NFEI early, and then they made a little bit of a comeback before you pulled away in the second half. Is that the way the ball game went down?
Yeah, just like any football game with a little adversity. We're getting ready to score, go up 24-0, and turn the ball over, and they score on the next play. And then, but you know how that goes. Like, you got to not everything's going to go your way in every football game. Not everything's going to go your way all season. So it was nice that our kids finally, had a little bit of adversity because the first few games we kind of got out big early and kind of pulled away. But tonight we didn't get to pull away early until late in the game. So it was nice to see that from our kids. Like, something's not going to go your way. We got to make sure we can battle back and find a way to win.
Who played well for you in the second half tonight?
Our quarterback, Mason Backus, had a great night tonight. They loaded the box on us and dared us to throw the ball, and we got a good quarterback, and we got as many weapons on the outside as anybody.
Well, 2-0 with wins over Westside and NFEI, and next week you get into the county for the first time against Clay. You must be excited for that opportunity.
No, we're excited. It's always fun to line up against Clay High.
Well, Coach, congratulations. 2-0 for the Middleburg Broncos. Head coach Ryan Wolf. We appreciate it as always, Coach.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, 2-0 is 2-0. And again, it's not a satisfying win. I think you could hear it in Coach's voice there, 17-14. I mean, they had to battle there in the second half. But at the end of the day, a W is a heck of a lot better than the alternative.
Yeah, and they won by 30. And he said NFEI was low in the box. I can tell you that NFEI probably watched the film. They said Middleburg is really good at running the football, so let's try to take away their strength. And you want to see that from one of your team. When you're playing a team and they take away your strength, okay, that kind of shows you kind of who you are. And he said his quarterback did a good job tonight, and good job to them. And they're 2-0 going on to week 3.
You heard the Bowles Bulldogs on 10:10 a.m. beat Trinity Christian earlier this evening. The head coach of Bowles is Matt Toblin, and he joins us under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I also just want to give a little known fact. Me and Ryan Wolf were on the original Fleming Island staff together. We're actually roommates for like 3 years.
Wow.
So that's my guy.
That's good. I like that. And he's doing a great job out there at Middleburg. No question about it. You're obviously doing a great job at Bowles, a win tonight over Trinity Christian. Anytime Bowles beats Trinity Christian, it's a big victory for you. Talk about the performance in a game that was kind of already figured out as you entered the fourth quarter.
Well, no, and it was a close game down, in the first half, and I think, their kids did a great job. I mean, obviously they were disappointed with their week 1 loss, and that they answered, and played really, really, really hard in that first half, and it was 7-7 going into the the last couple minutes of the half, and we were able to get a touchdown and then make some corrections, and our kids kind of calmed down and we started playing. And so I think, really it comes down to, the guys that everybody expects. Nine Burrows played really well. Jaden Weather, quarterback, was very cool, calm and collective. Xander Edwards has become, a really special offensive weapon. But then there's so many other guys. I mean, I think Malachi had a touchdown. Camden Tsitsi had multiple big catches. Corbin Fordham, obviously. And so, obviously when you're running an offense and there's that much talent, it makes it pretty tough to defend. But I think the real one goes to our defense. I think we gave up 2 touchdowns only against a really talented Trinity offense. And I thought, kids played really well. Santana Starks got an interception. TJ Williamson got an interception. And so, I really feel like that unit is starting to come along.
Coach, your running back at 25, is that Xander Edwards?
Yes, sir.
Is he a sophomore?
He is a sophomore.
That is wild. I've seen a couple of highlights. I would have thought he's a senior, just like everybody else on it. That feels like it's on the team.
Well, if you thought that, you should have watched him in middle school. He was like an 8th grader with a full-grown beard, and I think he scored every time he touched the ball. And his dad played fullback in the NFL, and he runs like it. But he is a large, fast human being that loves football and does all the little things. I mean, his running the ball is impressive, but you watch him pass pro, that he looks like an NFL running back in pass pro, and that we're very lucky to have him.
So I'm looking at your schedule here. In the next the next 5 games, the combined record of Bowles' next 5 opponents is 9-0 so far, and that begins next week with a game against St. Augustine. Look, we had Brian Braddock on earlier. It's a game that's 2 years in the making. We kind of got robbed from it last year due to weather. One of the best in Duval County, one of the best in St. Johns County. Both of you guys are expected to make deep runs in the postseason. It is going to be absolutely sensational. The game will be here on 10:10 a.m. I know Channel 4 has you guys as their game of the week as well. It's really what football is all about in Northeast Florida when St. Augustine and Bowles get together.
No, and it's got to be one of the top games in the state. It is. They do an unbelievable job. They have unbelievable players, and Coach Braddock is as good as they come. And that, honestly, we're both have aspirations of playing, for state championships, but ultimately, neither one of us is going to rob our kids of the opportunity to play in a big game like this. And that it is going to be fun for our kids. It's going to be fun for our student bodies. And that it is going to be an unreal atmosphere. And regardless of what happens, we're both going to be better for it, because playing and practicing for really good teams is going to help us both in the long run.
And that's exactly what I asked Braddock, and he echoed that sentiment almost verbatim, what you just said. I mean, both you guys expected to make deep runs, but you want to get ready for those deep runs. Part of Bowles' scheduling, I would imagine, part of St. Augustine's scheduling is, you want to win games in the regular season, but you also want to play games that get you ready for the postseason.
Oh, 100%. And this is as good as any regional Final Four game that we might play. I mean, this is us saying, hey, this is round 3, this is round 4 of the playoffs, and we have to play someone who's really good, but we're going to have to execute in all the little phases and do all the little things right. And that, hopefully it comes down to a last drive, and this game has come down to the last drive a few times, and putting our kids in those situations is going to make us better when we're playing in November, December, and you don't have a choice. You got to win.
Matt Toblin of Bowles, winners tonight over Trinity Christian. You will hear them next week right here on 1010XL against St. Augustine. Coach, congratulations.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Really good win. One more coach on this side of the 10 o'clock hour. Let's go to my buddy Bobby Ramsey, the head coach of the Jackson Tigers. They are winners tonight over Ribault, 14-12. A good, hard-fought defensive battle. Coach joins us here under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
I appreciate you having me. And a fun fact, I was roommates with no coach in the area.
Love that. Absolutely. Hey,
I'd throw that one in there.
I was at the Channel 4 studios doing our streaming show. You were their game of the week over at Ribault. By the way, that stadium over there, that turf over there, looked absolutely awesome. You guys were on that field. You played. You were up 14-0. And look, Ribault came back, making it a really close 14-12 game. But in the end, you guys were able to hold on there in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we missed some opportunities to really get a stranglehold on that game. And at the same time, they kept searching for answers offensively and trying different packages, and credit to them. And they hit on a couple. And, so it was, there were series where they went backwards 20, 30 yards. And then there were also 2 drives they had that went 90. And so definitely a game where both teams wanted it. Both teams. Northside games are different, and when you're a part of them, you really experience that. But those games, when it's Rains, Ribault, Jackson, First Coast, there's the kids. You're going to get the best from both sides, certainly. So we're fortunate to be 2-0.
I was just about to say something about the Northside. That feels like a Northside game. 14-12. Very physical, low scoring. Is that kind of how it was throughout the whole game?
Yeah, I think first half for sure. Second half, third quarter, we opened some things up and looked like we made some plays in the kicking game. Kind of got them into some situations where they put some pressure on their snapper and came after the punt. But every time we really had a chance to maybe open up a 3-score lead or make it a 2-score game late, they did a good job defensively, and we didn't finish drives. And I think one of the things we're trying to learn is how to ride everybody talks about overcoming adversity, but you got to learn how to ride the high wave too. And, it's nice to hit a long pass down the field, but when the ball's on the 15-yard line, you haven't scored yet. So you got to go ahead and finish that drive. And I think those are things that we're still learning to do.
Fun game next week. Is it you guys in University Christian?
It is.
Well, that's, look, there's not a lot of coaches that have state championship rings on their fingers. 2 of them are going to be playing each other next week. David Penland on one side, Bobby Ramsey on the other. That should be a lot of fun next Friday night, Coach.
Yeah, fun's one word for it. It's going to be a tough one for sure. But we've got some really good young players, some 10th and 11th graders that you're going to start hearing their names more. Irvin Williams, Michael Pierce, Braden Hankins, B.J. Jones, 9th grader Jeremiah Hampton. We've got some young kids that are really starting to grow up, but at the same time, kind of tonight's game was, kind of showed where we're at, but also showed where we need to do a better job. And that starts with me, the head coach, and we're a new staff, a young staff that's trying to gel as well. So there's a lot of building still going on, but the rival games, that's what makes kind of football unique. Those are the ones you remember, and those are the ones you want to get. And so you much rather not have to pick up the pieces after giving one away late. So I'm glad we were able to finish it.
Bobby Ramsey of Jackson, winners tonight over Ribault. Jackson's off to a 2-0 start here in 2025. Congratulations, Coach.
Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it. And like I say every time, thanks for everything you guys do for high school football and high school sports in the area. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Coach. Boy, that was crazy. RJ Saunders is getting after it on the phone lines in there. We've had a ton of coaches on. We'll try to squeeze in a few more in the 11 o'clock hour. Mainly now, just going to kind of go over the scoreboard, recap, and preview what is going to be an enormous week number 3 under the Friday Night Lights. It is the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. We are presented by Duck Duck Rooter, Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. More to do as we roll on right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com/Duval. That's WM.com/Duval and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's The Mangler.
This is Hayes Carlion, here from a driver who made the smart move to buying a vehicle from Atlantic Infinity.
Hayes, this is my second Infinity, so I knew exactly what I wanted, and Atlantic Infinity made it so easy for me. The GM Dwayne had my new ride ready to go, and I was in and out of the dealership in about 30 minutes. The Atlantic Infinity promise just sealed the deal for me. It's $2,500 in added value, including roadside assistance. I am so happy with my new car.
Atlantic Infinity, Atlantic, near St. John's Bluff.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for the Jaguars and proud member of Jacksonville's newest orthopedic dream team. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we brought together 10 board-certified fellowship-trained surgeons, each one a specialist in their field, all working together to deliver smarter, faster care with better results. From sports injuries to joint replacements, we've got the right player for every position. Visit osjax.com and meet your team. That's osjax.com.
Frank Franzi here for Coyle & Sons Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports memories. Remember Morton Anderson missing a chip shot field goal that launched the Jags into the playoffs in 1996? Well, you know who doesn't miss? Coyle & Sons Fencing. If you're in the market for a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle & Sons today at 904-356-4821. That's 904-356-4821. Or visit CoyleJax.com. That's COYLE Jax.com. Coyle & Sons, keeping your business and home safe for nearly a century.
The playoff-bound year-round Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp are in full swing at the newly renovated VyStar Ballpark. Your home for affordable family fun. Tickets start at just $5. Fireworks after every Friday home game and kids round the bases after Sunday games. Log on to jackshrimp.com for tickets and details. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable family fun.
He's got his trigger finger on the pulse of Jacksonville football.
Does he have a name?
He calls himself Mike Duraco.
And we get his insight every Thursday from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Frightened by Lee and Kate's Glass on 1010XL.
Brackish Vodka, the spirit of the sportsman and proud partner of the Jaguars, is now available at the Fresh Market Spirits and Wine. The Fresh Market Spirits and Wine is a new adult beverage store offering spirits, wine, beer, and accessories at A1A North in Ponte Vedra, a first-of-its-kind destination for thoughtfully curated spirits, wine, and beer as only the Fresh Market can. And now, you can get Brackish Vodka at the Fresh Market. Brackish Vodka, for whatever your sport is. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
At Performance Painting, we've spent decades protecting commercial properties with durable, long-lasting coatings. And we can bring the same expertise when painting the exterior of your home. With industry-leading materials and a proven process, we extend the life of your home, reducing maintenance costs and preserving its value. Now, for a limited time, save $500 when you hire us to paint your home's exterior. Just mention 1010XL. Go to performancepainting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Hurricane season on the First Coast can leave you in the dark, so why not get a head start on storm season with a home generator system from American Electrical? They've sold and installed more generators in Jacksonville than any other company around, with scores of whole home generator installations throughout North Florida. That's right, American Electrical has been installing and repairing thousands of generators for over a decade in Duval. Keep your loved ones and property protected. Log on to american-electrical.com and see how they can help you.
What is the smallest NFL stadium? The answer coming up.
When you file a claim with Southern Oak Insurance, we schedule one of our trusted vendors to work directly with you, which means a faster claim resolution. Find out more at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Soldier Field in Chicago is not only the smallest, but is also the oldest, built originally in 1924.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Time now for the AA Automotive Player of the Night. Family run since 1954.
Certainly a lot of choices for the AA Automotive Player of the Night. A lot of great performances tonight, but someone ultimately does win it. And Dylan Denmark, who is that person?
It'll be from Oak Leaf. They beat Orange Park. I believe it was 56-7. It'll go to the running back, C.J. Mosley, who ran for just over 100 yards and had 3 touchdowns on the ground. Obviously, you talk about the running backs and how talented they are, but you're not doing that without an offensive line. So shout out to the offensive line at Oak Leaf and the running back, C.J. Mosley.
Yeah, he is the AA Automotive Player of the Night. Let's head out to Baldwin High School. Very happy Baldwin High School. I know Denmark's pumped. The head coach, Don Velvet of Baldwin. They are winners tonight over Palatka. Coach, congratulations.
Hey, I appreciate you, Hazel.
Coach, 2-0, my man. I mean, that's got to be a great feeling. Talk about the performance tonight.
Yes, man. Great team victory tonight, man. Waited for us to bounce back from an undisciplined week of last week. But, man, as a unit, man, we came together, had faced a little adversity in the first half, and pulled it out here in the second half when we needed to.
The defense gave up 14, Don. How are you able to keep the genie in the bottle? As you say, number 2 and 21, 2 of the fastest kids in the region.
Well, listen, man, it was, like I said, a team effort, group effort from the defense. We did have a situation where he popped one on us, But again, with our linebacking core, we got a big, an athletic linebacking core that pretty much kept them in the box, man, and they rallied to the ball, kept everything where we needed it. And then he helped us out as well. A lot of times he wasn't cramping up. He had some situations where he was cramping up as well. So we had a little fortune in that aspect as well.
On the road, certainly it was a competitive ball game. Middle of the fourth quarter, the game was in doubt, certainly. And to come out with a win like this, that's got to be a good sign for you guys moving forward.
Definitely, man. This is the kind of win that you can build off of and let it catapult you into a great season. Like I said before, man, the kids took the challenge on of coming out here in the Palatka and facing a good ball club. Again, like I said, we faced some adversity in the first half. They battled back. They showed the resilience that we needed, man, and it's the kind of victory that we needed, for this, to begin the season so we can finish the season the way we would like.
Coach's meeting 9 a.m., Coach, tomorrow morning?
Definitely 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Killing.
Coach, congratulations, 2-0, and best of luck next week.
Hey, I appreciate it.
2-0 for you guys. I'll say you guys. Denmark's part of the Baldwin coaching staff, although on the radio he's a objective broadcast journalist.
No, I'm not with them.
Kip Bolt City next week, and then, as you said, the gauntlet starts, Union County, Baker County, Bowles. But, I mean, you're 2-0. You got to be happy right now.
Yeah. I mean, last year we played Palatka. It was 34-27, and it was a shootout. We jumped out. There was a 50-yard touchdown, 60-yard touchdown. Palatka came back, had a 70-yard touchdown. So I was kind of expecting that tonight. The quarterback did bounce one, Tommy Alford. That last name probably ranks the next with some people. His dad played in the NFL, I believe, for the Vikings. And they got a running back that can run 10-600. So, and they are fast. And, to hold them to 14 points tonight is a bit of a surprise for me because I thought they were going to break a couple, and they weren't able to. As Coach Don says, keep the genie in the bottle. They did that mostly tonight. And on to week 3, 31-14 tonight.
We'll come back with a complete scoreboard update. What caught our eye tonight? Surprises, things that we did not expect. That's to come on the Friday Night Lights. The Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. We are presented by Duck Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning. More to do with you here under the Friday Night Lights. It's 1010XL, and it's 92.5 FM.
Tensions build.
3rd and 12. Let's go.
Plot thickens.
We got to get off the field.
Crowds roar. Tune in and let the show begin. Your home for live play-by-play is 1010XL.
Summer's winding down, and we know you want to enjoy what's left of it. But before you celebrate this Labor Day weekend, plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Celebrate responsibly and remember to drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Football is a game of inches, and at Front Runners Tap House, every inch counts. Catch every big play on their massive 396-inch giant television. The ultimate game day experience is waiting for you at Front Runners Tap House inside the Community First Igloo.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Go to WM.com/Duval.
Lee Brice. What do you know about that tour?
Saturday, September 13th, St. Augustine Amphitheater. With special guests Ashley Cook and Lewis Bryce. Award-winning country sensation Lee Bryce. On sale now at AXS.com. Don't miss Lee Bryce Live.
Jacksonville is my hometown and nobody knows roofing like me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We handle everything from repairs to full roof replacements, start to finish. We give honest quotes, use quality materials, and clean up like we were never there. We all look at Google reviews, so go ahead and check out ours. We're proud of all our 5-star ratings. I would say we treat you like family, but some people don't like theirs. Go to BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roof quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
For over 55 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods has proudly served Jacksonville from the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard. From archery to hunting and fishing, they've got the gear, service, and know-how to get you outdoor ready. Stop by their full-service archery pro shop and check out their wide selection of firearms. And while you're there, sign up for their weekly concealed weapon classes. You can find it all at greenacressporting.com.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web, precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
Got a clogged drain that just won't quit? It's time to bring in the pros. Duck Duck Rooter.
I called Duck Duck Rooter for a clogged kitchen drain. They showed up fast and had it cleared in no time. No mess, no stress.
We've seen it all. Grease clogs, hairballs, mystery goo from the deep. Whatever's blocking your pipes, we'll get it flowing again. Call 904-862-6769 now to schedule your drain cleaning service. That's 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the duck.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. No matter the weather, Triumph has an unbelievable selection of rides where you can get out and just enjoy the highway.
They do. The new Rocket is out with the new color schemes, the Tiger 1200, which has been revamped. These bikes are nice, gorgeous, and ready to ride.
And if you want to take a look at the selection, they can just roll into the showroom and see a full variety.
We've got them all in stock and ready to go.
So if you log on, cyclesofjacksonville.com, search the Triumph line, and then head into the showroom, you'll be impressed. Cycles of Jacksonville.
I'm Hammer and Hayes Carline, and I've been known to drop an opinion like a 2-ton hammer. Weekdays on The Frangie Show.
Hammer Time with Hayes on 1010XL, driven by Kia on Atlantic. Check us out at KiaOnAtlantic.com. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
The Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights.
Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
We got two more victorious head coaches, our final two victorious head coaches of the evening. We will go up to Nassau County, talk with Kyle Doherty of Yulee coming up in one moment. Before we go there, let's head out to St. Johns County. Steve Price of Ponte Vedra, they are winners tonight. Pretty big win over Bartram Trail, and Coach joins us here on 1010XL. Coach, congratulations.
Hey, thank you very much, Hacker. It was a nice win.
Yeah, nice win. What was the final tonight, Coach?
48-14.
Okay, I wanted to make sure I had that correct because I was doing a streaming show with Justin Barney of Channel 4, and when it popped up 31-0 Ponte Vedra over Bartram Trail, needless to say, that got our attention. You guys had it cooking tonight.
Yeah, I was really, really pleased with our kids. Just really had a great week of practice and really executed tonight. It was a really good night. A lot of kids made a lot of good plays and just really pleased with where we are. We just have to continue to improve every time we step on the field, and it seems like this group has that. This group really has the desire to get better every single day, and we're excited about the potential, but we know we haven't reached it yet.
I watched a lot of that Nice game last week. That was the Channel 4 game of the week, and it got away from you guys in the first half. But to your team's credit, man, those kids battled in the second half and made that game pretty competitive towards the end there. And obviously that translated into this week. You've had 6 really good quarters of football.
Yeah, we feel like we've gotten better. I just that is one thing that, this is my 5th year at Ponte Vedra, and our kids are just amazing. They're just so resilient, and they'll never ever quit, and they just keep plugging, and they're a lot of fun to coach. And I'm so thankful to be part of the Ponte Vedra community.
Coach, you lost last week. What was kind of the message this week in order to have the victorious Friday night tonight?
To be honest with you, we didn't talk about it much. When you play a team like Nice in week 1, and there's so much pressure on it, and so and Nice is really, really good. I feel like we're really, really good. We knew that coming out of that game, whether we won the game or lost the game, we still had to come back and work to get better for week number 2. And, that was kind of the message all along was, hey, this is an important game. This is important to our community. This is a lot of fun and all that. But the bottom line is, if we win, we have to get better on Monday. And if we lose, we have to get better on Monday. So we really didn't even talk about it much after it happened. We talked a whole lot more about just addressing the mistakes we made, and then what it was going to take to get better in those things.
Well, a dominating win tonight for Ponte Vedra over Bartram Trail, 48-14. Coach, is it Baker County next week? Do I have that right?
Yeah, that is right. That is right. We're at Baker County next week, and it'll be my first trip to a game in Baker County. I'm looking forward to it. I think they have a great environment there, and should be a really good time.
They have season ticket holders there, Coach. It is
tailgate.
They tailgate. It is a pretty cool environment. That'll be a great game between Ponte Vedra and Baker County. Coach, best of luck. We hope we're talking to you next week.
Thanks, Hacker.
Steve Price of Ponte Vedra, our last coach of the evening. Let's go up to Nassau County. Kyle Doherty of Yulee. They were winners tonight over Clay, a dominating win, 43-7. Coach joins us here under the Friday Night Lights. Coach, congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Coach, 2-0 for you guys. We didn't get a chance to talk last week, but you beat Union County. Obviously, that's a nice win. You beat Clay tonight. I believe your defense has only given up 13 points in the first 2 weeks. I mean, you must be pretty happy right now.
Yeah, really pleased with our defense. I mean, going back even to the spring game and in our kickoff classic, 13 points would still be the total. Defensively, we just play sound football. They execute what we want them to do. They play sound football. Guys are in their spots where they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be there. It's really easy to coach those kids.
Is your running back a freshman, your main guy?
Yeah, so Jaden Timmon is a freshman. I know last week against Union, he had 20 carries for 150 and a touchdown, and he had 139 yards on 3 kick returns against Union. But we fumbled the ball so many times, like we couldn't punch it in. Now this week, I'm interested to see the stats. I think there was one driver, he had 85 yards rushing tonight on 3 carries. So, I mean, he did really well. I mean, we went to him often. Our offensive line blocks really well up front. There's a lot of good things from an execution standpoint that we're doing right now.
If memory serves, they've had some pretty good running backs out there at Yulee High School. I can think of a couple. For a freshman to come in and make that sort of impact, what is he, 14, 15 years old? I mean, that's crazy, right?
Yeah, he's really talented, and it's pretty incredible the things that he's able to accomplish so far in just his first 2 games with us. I mean, even in the kickoff classic, he had 60 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he had a 3rd touchdown get called back. That was his most impressive run. So he's done really well for us. He's just explosive. He's a playmaker. He hits the home run for us. Like, it's something that is really going to benefit us in going down the road, because we have somebody that can take a play that we execute really well and really make teams pay for it.
Is it Charlton County for you guys next week?
Yeah, it is.
I know how important that is. I mean, from being in Nassau County, you're at the top of Florida, literally, and you cross state lines to play Charlton County. A lot of bragging rights there. That should be a lot of fun next week out at Yulee High School.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good gate. They bring a lot of people. They have a whole, it's kind of like Baker County, right? Like they have a whole, entourage that shows up to all their games. They're going to tailgate at your place, and it's going to be a fun atmosphere.
Well, Coach, congratulations on a great 2-0 start, a 43-7 win tonight over Clay, and best of luck next week.
Thanks, Hacker. Appreciate you. Glad we got to talk this year, man. Glad we got to talk this year.
I based on the way you guys are playing, I get the feeling we're going to be talking a lot under the Friday Night Lights. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, man.
Kyle Doherty of Yulee. Quickly, we haven't mentioned Baker County yet.
Baker County beat Chiefland tonight 14-0. I wanted to throw that out there. So they got beat last week by Bradford. They came back there 1-1.
All right, we have talked to about 20 head coaches. RJ Saunders, absolutely terrific job. We'll come back, final scoreboard update. We'll put a wrap on week 2 and preview what should be an awesome week 3. Wrapping it up next, the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. We have been presented by Duck Duck Rooter, Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning, right here on 1010XL and on 92.5 FM.
While you were watching the ball, he saw what happened in the trenches.
I'm Jeff Laudman.
And he tells you about it every Tuesday. Check the tape. 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Checked by Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, Jason, got a minute?
Always. What's on your mind?
This time of year, my air conditioner is running non-stop. Hot all day, hot all night. It has to run constantly just to keep up.
Well, that's what they do.
But if something happens to it in the middle of a 2-week heat wave, I'm in trouble, Jason. I can't wait 3 days or 2 days or even the next day for service. If you can't get someone here today, I'm sweating by tonight. What if it breaks, Jason?
You call me, pal. That's what we do. Bueller Air and Plumbing.
But you're probably swamped with calls from everyone else's AC that ran nonstop and then broke in a heat wave, so they called you because that's what you do.
But we always have room for an emergency. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, we have techs standing by because we know these things happen.
So I don't need to worry. Wow. That time you calmed me down without even using the sunglasses.
Oh, I was reaching for them.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Football season is here, so I've got to get organized. Lauren Brooks here. Closets by Design creates custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms or entertainment centers, wherever that clutter has taken over. Call today to schedule a free in-home consultation and receive 40% off plus an additional 15% off with free installation. Yes, that's 40% off plus an additional 15% off this month only. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
San Jose Collision in Mandarin is proud to be an I-CAR Gold Class collision repair facility. That means they meet the industry's highest training standards. Experience the difference at San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Jacksonville, you voted, and Baker Glass came out on top. The Bold City Best Awards are all about locals choosing their favorites, and you picked them for Best Auto Glass and Best Glass and Mirror Service.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Did you know that basketball and volleyball were invented at the YMCA? That's right, and even today, the Y continues to lead the way in youth sports programming, from toddlers just starting out to teens ready to compete. The Y offers skill development, recreational play, and competitive leagues, all in a fun, supportive environment. Get your child in the game to build character and skills at the Y. Registration is now open for youth volleyball and soccer at fcymca.org.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey, school's in session, and here's today's lesson. We have hundreds of certified vehicles to choose from, starting as low as $89.99. Plus, they come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile peace of mind warranty and free oil changes. That means you and your soon-to-be drivers will be protected. Plus, every purchase allows us to fund teachers' projects for the entire school year. Your next assignment, get to Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine, Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville, or Beaver Mitsubishi in St. Augustine. We're here to wow you and our teachers.
Partners.
Denny Thompson here. Look, don't get left in the dark. We're all trying to reason with hurricane season, so at least be prepared. For top-of-the-line generators in Jacksonville, I turn to Tyson. Licensed pros at Tyson deliver reliable, whole-home standby generators and provide fast repair service. They even do custom installations for local businesses, so don't wait. Ensure seamless installation and peace of mind. Call Tyson now, 904-762-1000 for a free estimate on generator services. TysonInc.com.
David here with Royal Pest Services. It's back. Our summer Centricon Termite Special. New installs begin as low as $249. And if you have existing Centricon, but your renewal is through the roof, we can transfer you to Royal at no cost. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free estimate.
If you're ready to transform your yard with a fence that stands out, elevate your curb appeal with Superior Fence and Rail. Superior takes pride in offering first-class service, friendly installers, and unmatched fence products. Mention this ad and get $250 off your next project. It's time to get off the fence and call today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Jax is more than a city, beaches, suburbs, or a destination. We're a community that takes care of each other. I'm former Jaguar Tom McManus. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling is dedicated to serving you with respect and integrity. We haul construction debris or property cleanouts for managers, owners, and realtors. We do it all. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We're here for you. We're veteran-owned and operated. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
Jacksonville, Hickens calling it. Checkmate Coatings, my MVP. Tough, slick floors that dominate any space.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
If you're playing fantasy football, you might want a little help. Get 1010XL's Fantasy Football Draft Guide with in-depth player bios and the top 32 rankings at every position. Get the guide at 1010XL.com and on all of the 1010XL social channels.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. This is the Friday Night Lights postgame, presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
Crazy busy night under the Friday Night Lights. Scoreboard looks like this. Mandarin a winner, 54-16 over Atlantic Coast. Rains over Sandalwood tonight, 77-0. That's the most lopsided Duval County over Duval County public school matchup, I believe, dating back to 2013. Baldwin over Palatka, 31-14. Middleburg was a winner over NFEI. Nice is 2-0 as they take care of Creekside tonight. Yulee over Clay. The Hornets are 2-0. Stanton 30-0 over Bronson. Stanton's now won 2 games in a row. Jackson 14-12 over Ribault. Other big games. Bishop Kenny 21-20 over University Christian. It was Bowles getting a big win over Trinity Christian tonight. St. Augustine defeats Menendez. Fleming Island defeats Riverside. Bradford over Denellen. And other scores coming in, Oakleaf over Orange Park. So Denmark, in synopsis, if you look at everything that transpired this evening, what are your 1 or 2 main storylines you'll take away out of week 2?
Not many surprises. I was kind of surprised at how long Trinity fought with Bowles in that first half, especially how Ed White took it to them in the second half last week. I thought kind of Bowles was kind of, it might have been a little bit close at the very beginning, but then I thought Bowles was going to take care of it like they did. I just thought it was going to happen a little sooner. That was probably my main takeaway. That's probably the one game I was looking forward to tonight.
You look at next week, and it's crazy. I mean, obviously, Bowles, St. Augustine, huge game, will be in the conversation for Game of the Year. You'll hear it right here on 1010 a.m. Then you also got Nice and Tallahassee Lincoln. Nice has been great. All Lincoln's done is beat Niceville and Madison County to begin the year. You got the battle for Clay County between Oakleaf and Fleming Island. You got another really good game, Ponte Vedra, Baker County. I mean, it's a short season to this point, but clearly week 3 has the most compelling matchups we've had.
Oh, 100%. And I mean, you're at the point now where it's like, okay, you kind of have an idea of what the good teams are. Okay, now the good teams are playing the good teams. Now it's like, okay, where is the benchmark of, who's the number one, number two, in our minds, not that it matters right now. And, it's good for the coaches and the kids to know, okay, what do we have to work on now before we get into district play here in the next 3-4 weeks?
We got about 2 minutes before we get out of here. If I were to ask you right now, 2 weeks in, give me the best 3 teams in the area.
Rains, Bowles, St. Augustine.
And I would probably agree with that. It's tough because you look at Nice, right? You look at Mandarin. You look at Bradford County. I mean, there's so many good teams. I just don't think the separation has happened yet. But clearly, next Friday, we will start seeing some of that separation.
Yeah, and I mean, like you mentioned, Mandarin still has to play Bradford. Mandarin still plays Oakleaf. Mandarin, there's another team I think they play. Oakleaf plays Bowles. So that's another team that's right outside that bubble. So it's going to figure itself out here in the next couple of weeks on, who is really one of the best team in the city.
We'll learn a lot about Oakleaf next week. We'll learn a lot about Fleming Island next week.
Yeah. And then, Ed White, too. I don't even think they
were off
tonight. That's a team that plays Oakleaf and has a couple of good games down the next whole week. So we'll see. It'll figure itself out.
Quick thought from you. Again, we'll talk about it all week, but it's going to be arguably the game of the year to this point. Bowles and St. Augustine. You'll hear it right here on 1010XL next Friday.
That's probably the game of the year.
It might be the best game in the state next Friday.
It might be. I know Miami's got a lot of good teams. That's probably going to be the game of the year. You just have talent all over the place. Is that game at Bowles?
I believe it's at Bowles.
Yeah, and St. Augustine's loaded with talent. Bowles, we know, has got, 5, 6, 7 guys that are seniors that are going to be playing major Division I college football next year.
Man, we did a lot. We had 20-plus coaches on tonight. RJ Saunders, a terrific job. I am going to go home and watch a nauseating amount of college football over the next 3 days.
And every red-blooded American tomorrow is going to watch 12 hours.
Denmark enjoyed it, my friend.
Yep, see you next week.
For Dylan Denmark, for RJ Saunders, I'm the hacker Ryan Green. This has been the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Friday Night Lights, we have been presented by Duck Duck Rooter, Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Florida football, 7 o'clock tomorrow night here on 1010XL. Pre-game coverage begins at 4 o'clock on the Gator Radio Network. Have a very happy Labor Day weekend. Enjoy the college football, and we'll talk to you Monday right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Good night, Jacksonville.